Good afternoon, my friends. This is VJ Franz K. with perhaps the most important unboxing of 2010. I bet you might guess what's inside this bag. Behold, it is the new iPad 3G model, which has amazing potential for music, entertainment, education, you name it. I think it's going to help transform society. But first, let's transform this box. Apple is known for nice packaging, and of course this is no exception to the rule. Carefully lifting off the lid. It's soft glossy plastic. Ah, minimalism, thy name is Apple. Here is the device itself, protected by a thin sheet of plastic stuck to the glass surface. So we'll lift it away. Of course, an amazingly light, well-designed minimalist product. Unlike the earlier iPad, this represents the 3G area, which can pick up internet signals basically anywhere, really adding to the device's power as a communication device. Underneath we have a little trapdoor here. It really is like unwrapping a piece of candy. Minimalist art candy. Apple's packaging. So under here we have a small proprietary tisk. A small proprietary docking cable, which plugs into USB 2, not USB 1, for charging and uploading. And this appears to be, a mini charger. How nice. I didn't realize they included this. So if you're away from your computer, and as you may know, just like an iPod, this iPad is designed to be paired with and focused on your main computer laptop. These Apple boxes are indeed works of art. Wow. There is nothing below this plastic. This envelope on the top actually contains the instruction manual here, which I will be glad not to look at. Oh, and a couple of Apple stickers. That's good. Yada, yada, yada. I want to get into it. Let's start it up. In order to connect it, it looks like we're going to have to remove this outer skin. Here we go, the first startup. It's asking us to plug it into iTunes. All right, now I'm going to bring in the two-tiered Stanton Uber stand for the laptop DJ, or of course VJ like myself. Start this up. And now we'll place the iPad on the upper tier here. Get it situated and connect its proprietary USB connector. So as you can see, I've been busy. Even before I had this model, I've already purchased a bunch of apps. And that's the nice thing, is that if you have multiple devices, it will sync all of the apps that you already have across to the new device. So I really can see either DJing, VJing, or doing other performances with multiple iPads and or iPod touches. Let's begin with a little iElectribe, one of my all-time favorites, as you know. A recreation of one of my favorite synths in the form. Plug in some larger speakers to this standard headphone jack here. Alright, here is Sound Warp. An interesting example of how the touchpad and the accelerometer like a record scratching experience, but it's controlled by the leaning of the unit's accelerometer are your hands. Make for some very interesting improv. JR Hexatone from Imedio, and as you can see, this one is still an iPod sized app, but if you press the ×2 button, it enlarges. You know, it just doubles the size of the pixels. I have an in-depth review of Filmed. Just gotta edit that one. And as mentioned, I also use the accelerometer to do weird things with the sound on this one. Very unique and a different way of dealing with the idea of a drum machine. And with this, the best touchscreen I've ever had the pleasure of using, that is now twice the size, it becomes so much more usable. There's also a lot of people coding their own apps. In this case, Sound Drop. Looks pretty basic, but reminds me of one of my favorite areas of electroplankton here. Hope to be coding some of my own apps soon. Or get hooked up with someone who's a better coder than I. Create lovely xylophone-scapes by drawing a bunch of lines. See, just because the graphics are very simple and are minimal doesn't mean it's not a very amusing app. And you know, I could see even wanting to have more than one iPad or iPhone or iTouch device or something. We'll go into full reviews of some of these apps later. I just wanted to show you a range. Here's Tone Wave, eerily similar to Tenorion. And there are several products kind of like this, and we're going to be looking into each and every one of those, believe you me. Here's an educational program that lets you look at molecules. And of course there are some apps like this Granimator which kind of defy characterization. So just sort of let you see what it does. Makes graphics and sounds. Various types. Here is TechKit. There are so many wonderful apps to review. If you would like me to take a look at yours, send me some notification, or even better, a promo code, and I'm going to be doing a lot of reviews by myself for SonicState.com and for Noisebug. Entering the world of iPad synthesis, creation, and everything else. This has been VJ Franz K reviewing the new iPad 3G.